Hey y'all.
We are back.
Did you miss us? Sorry, we couldn't
We
do last
definitely
week.
skipped that little special.
I didn't even watch it. Y'all watched it?
Either.
You watched
what
it?
happened last week, y'all, in the little special that they had? I know from season.
The couples.
Yeah.
The last season was there.
Amani and them. Yeah. Anyway.
Decision Day. What's up? I'm Michelle.
I'm India.
And we are here to review Married at First Sight, Decision Day.
Yes.
It's the finale.
Yes.
We've been waiting.
And for some reason, I thought that the reunion would be tomorrow. Or
Last year, they did do that.
Yeah, they did the reunion.
But that's because the reunion is they're just milking the hell out of this. Because the reunion is going to be 2 parts.
Don't make no sense.
Because I saw the title of it. It said part 1. So I was like, And, okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Decision Day.
Alrighty.
I don't know. Like, I was just going to say, like, it's...
She's mad at decisions.
It's I think that we should be talking about who's gonna be together on the reunion. Because at this point, the decision day is about saving face or like being delusional. I don't know.
I think they all gonna still be together at the reunion.
Nah. Okay. So.
Okay. So up
let's
first
get to
was
it. Up first
Ryan and Clara. So I knew they was both gonna say yes. I've been said that.
I wanted Brian to say no.
And be truthful.
Because he should be honest with himself. But apparently he's been looking for a beard and he got one.
That's very interesting. It was interesting that they had still not said I love you, yet she was calling him her best friend in the best relationship she ever had, the least toxic relationship she ever had.
It still bothers me that she's saying that we decided to take it slow and I get the idea of marriage being like a group project, like it's everybody has to.
She didn't decide.
She didn't like it. She didn't decide. No, she wanted.
Didn't have a choice.
She didn't. Right. There's
it's
no.
Y'all decided something
right.
together. You had no choice in that.
Right.
So
but she was looking like she had got some on the reunion. So I mean, clearly we assume that she finally got some. Hopefully, I mean it's been like 6 months.
If she was pregnant.
She said they had our little secret. I think the little secret is gonna be he said like, I love you or something.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope by the reunion that they have had sex.
Hopefully. But who knows with Ryan, because
I just think they're doomed. I knew they was gonna say yes, but she's gonna be pushing herself so much, and then
she is, because when it was time for him to say his feelings, like she went through her whole little spiel, like always. She's giving like emotions and she's giving like what she feels and how he's impacted her, and then he was like, yeah, so it's just like. We knew it was going to be really, hard for me to, he wasn't going to, you're vulnerable, you're not going to break through. So, I mean, kind of know going into it that, but yeah, I still want to be with you. Like, it was just like, he gave zero emotion. Like, it's okay.
Third person again.
Oh my gosh. If he, because Ryan Oubre and Ryan.
And then when he said the last name, I said, this is too far.
It's too much.
Like, you won't call your.
And it's
I have never referred to myself by my full name. Talking to anybody.
Yeah, you're right. Not like in a real joking. Not in a real conversation. Yeah. Like in a serious conversation.
I can't even count on one hand.
You're right. I've never said myself in third person.
No.
Oh my gosh.
It's something
you gotta be something. It's gotta be something special about you.
Only crazy people refer to themselves in third person. Do y'all agree?
Who does that? So the other thing is that he just.
It's dissonance. It's a disconnect.
It is, because you don't have to be 100%. You can still be 5 or 10 or 15 or 20. Like, it's like he's basically on some, like, it's either all or nothing. So he's giving nothing. But commitment to stay together, live together, and be friends, be roommates. Like, there were so many things that they were not compatible in, and they just lied to themselves. So
yeah, it's delusional.
It is very delusional. And she was like, "Oh, you're the healthiest relationship I ever had." We don't doubt that, but that don't mean it's right. It's just. It's just a scale. Like, it's just better than the others. So, I mean, he cut her off. He's just not she makes him more than what he is. Kind of like Paige makes Chris more than me. Like, she gives him way more credit than he deserves.
I agree.
So, I mean... She also looked like she was about to cry. So another thing is, like, how do you go into decision day so confident in your decision and so unsure about your partner's decision?
That means there's a disconnect.
Like, huh? Like, she looked like she was about to cry. Like, she was just nervous. Like, her jaw was just a twitching. Like, what is happening? Trying to keep a straight face. Anyway.
What you think?
They're still together.
They're still together, the reunion. They're not going to be together another year and a half. But I don't know, because these couples on this show...
He needs a beard. Like, I think that he needs this, so...
Okay.
Should they be together?
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah.
At this point, it don't make sense.
But on the first episode, when this first started, I did not know that he was not being himself 100%, right? Like, we didn't know that. We didn't get that till midway through. So once you clue in on the fact that he's like hiding something or just not being genuine, then you're kind of like, okay, well, he's gonna roll with it. Okay.
Up next, Jacob and Haley.
So the one thing about the decisions is that they didn't waste time getting to them. Now, granted, there was still a lot of fluff, but we fast forwarded through the fluff. So if there was something there, we missed it. However, they did sit down, talk for about 3 minutes. Well, aired what they talked about for 3 minutes, and then said, what do you decide? They did try to switch up the way the questions were, right? So they asked Jake, what if Haley said she wanted to work on it? What would he say? So he was diplomatic. Like, I don't know why these people are not like, I still want a divorce. Like, I would be so direct. I don't know. That's the production.
That question probably threw him off, and he didn't want to just be like, it don't matter what she wants. Like,
yeah. So he was, I don't know. He was being graceful with that, but he was like, I would say we tried already. We was in it for 8 weeks, and that's what we did. And so, of course, she responded in kind. She's just a bitch, is really what she gets.
Yeah, I was the whole time when I think Pastor Cal said something, and she rolled her eyes, and she do all of this, and it just makes you want to punch her in the face.
Yeah, she's not likable.
You can't treat people like that.
She's not likable.
Y'all can have totally different experiences and different takes on the same situation, but you don't have to do all the... Like, that didn't happen.
Like what he like, and he said, and that's what happened, is that he was like, well, this is my experience.
Yeah, and what he was saying was based on the experience. There are things that are factual,
right? And they went back and forth about how each other acted in the relationship and what happened. That's what happened. She was complaining about the fact that he wanted to have the same conversation over and over, and the bottom line is they was not gonna ever make it because she ditched him in the beginning, and he just was never gonna get over that, and she got turned off.
He was trying to sugarcoat that too,
right? And she admitted that she wasn't physically attracted to him. So once that happened, it was no winning for them. I did forget that she had moved her plane seat on. I forgot about that. So when he mentioned that, I get that. Like, we're so early on in this, to where when you make decisions like that, it's just going to push you further apart. Like, you have nothing to connect on. So, we weren't surprised by that decision.
I don't like Jake nor Haley, but Haley, them faces, she got to go. Her parents never taught her that. Like, you don't do that to people.
No, they didn't.
Fix your face.
No, because they let her be a little
brat.
Terror.
Yeah, they did. They thought it was cute.
Like, she literally bragged on it. She bragged on being...
I can't stand Haley. I'm sorry. She looked cute, though. Her dress was cute.
Yeah, honestly...
She looked better.
So I said this to India, and I don't know if we could just put a pin in it, but it's very surprising to me that she is not married in a relationship. And I say this specifically about her, because she has a lot going for herself. She's successful. She hasn't just not been in a relationship. She hasn't been in a relationship for 7 years.
That's all
She's
of her. She's
29. Yeah. Like, I don't know about y'all, but when you were in your 20s, it just wasn't hard to meet people.
Yeah.
It's not hard to meet people. It's not hard to have fun, get in relationships, have flings, do stuff, be in relationships with people that you're probably not supposed to be in a relationship with. And then being, like, I just don't know how you're successful, attractive, have a good job, like to travel, like you have hobbies that you can meet people, and then you still don't meet anybody, and you live in a world that's catered to you. Confused. Very confused.
That really well.
So that says something about her.
Exactly.
Sorry. Yep. And I don't like to blame like women, like, why aren't you married? Because men are the ones that control the narrative of like asking someone to marry them. But her whole not being in a relationship for 7 years.
And the way she was judging him.
Right. Why? What have you done with the
What
last
have you done in the last 10 years? What have you done?
Right. Why hasn't anybody wanted to marry your ass in the last 7 years? And you out here with all the privilege. Okay. So.
The shit show was next.
It was.
The Chris and Paige show.
They're back. They're back, y'all.
Y'all, this shit.
They were back.
Okay.
They back,
Chris
y'all.
and Paige,
They back. They back. They back. They back. And
y'all, I was like this the whole time.
It was.
I was looking like the experts.
They were they was looking at each other like.
And then when he ran out, I said, "Where is he going?"
And when she chased after him again for the 9th time on this season.
Let's start from the beginning. He looked a mess. She looked a damn mess. She looked worse than him, though.
She did, but he
always looked a mess. What did she have on? That little.
It was so like she needs. She needs
a stylist.
She needs to just study Pinterest. Like it's not that hard to get styled these days. Like literally, it's like ready for you. Yeah. Like you could go to Pinterest, you can go to Instagram. Like all you gotta do is study like looks. Like literally, and she has a great figure. Like there are a lot of things that would look really good on her. A boxy blazer dress is not one of them.
Nope. Sure ain't.
Okay. And how your wig look bad on? I mean, camera, I just can't. Her wig is just... Okay. So, I ain't even really take notes because it was everything we thought it was going to be. It was Chris manipulating the situation.
Gaslighting, lying.
Gassing her up.
I didn't mean to degrade you, but then you called me ugly to anybody who would listen.
And that's the one thing...
Like, you called me ugly last week to Pastor Kyle when y'all met, and that had to be week 6 or 7.
I'm glad.
And all the white queens in Atlanta.
Yeah. He was.
And you gave me her. He literally was just degrading her a week or 2 before this, y'all. And then said, I should have never degraded you. All because Mercedes had a miscarriage. Make it make sense.
And, okay, so that's if we believe that there was a baby in the first place.
Let's say there was a baby and he had a miscarriage. You called her ugly 2 weeks ago. Not saying...
He called her ugly on their wedding day, the day after they got married. He called her wedding on their wedding day.
The day after they got married. He probably was calling her all throughout. He called her ugly to even Pastor Kyle.
Right. He had no qualms about talking about how unattractive he thought she was. And so I'm glad that the experts didn't bring that up because I think on camera it sucks. Like for her to have to relive that over and over and over again is really messed up.
Though. He said they asked
the attraction. Right. He was quick to say the attraction wasn't there. He did tell the truth. The thing about it is Chris always stays true to who he has been this whole show. He has not changed. And sadly enough, neither has Paige. They are both playing no capacity to do what's in the best interest for herself.
She said, girl, she was 60% about to go back to him. 60? And it's like, Paige, what? And then he started crying.
He ran off. She chased after him.
Then he asked her, is she cold?
And then gave her the jacket when she got inside. They was in a car. Clearly they were in the car for hours because she said that they were there for 6 hours. So they were in that car taping for hours. And she's catering to him again, running to him. At no point has this man ever shown interest enough in her, and she's still giving him that. I bet you she texted her people when they left out and was like, I want to say yes so bad. And they was like, girl, if you say yes, I ain't never talking to you again. I hope somebody told. The producers was like, wait a minute. Like, what the hell?
Their faces were epic.
Like,
Dr. Vivian said, let me tell you something.
Dr. Viviana was like, no, you not about to
manipulate us and her. Dr. Viviana wasn't playing.
She was not playing. And then Pastor Cal was trying to keep her from literally calling him out of his name. Probably like she was this close to cussing him out.
And then Paige got a low-key attitude with her and was like, I understand and we appreciate you guys, but this is
there's no we though. Why are you speaking for a man that has never spoken for you? Why
married, girl, they one of them Kenya Moore marriages.
No, this is...
I'm married. My husband, and y'all been separated longer than y'all been together.
They were never together. They were never together.
Yeah, so it's like, why are you holding on?
They went out on a date. Like, to be honest, Paige and Chris went out on a date. They had a one-night stand.
That's fair.
And
that's fair.
On the way back, he decided to go to Chicago. So he literally never... He just left her ass hanging at every turn. And she's still running after him, trying to support him. Like, the shit is delusional, and it is just baffling.
It's crazy, y'all.
Baffling. So They come in from the car scene and she apologized to them. What are you apologizing for?
I'm sorry. I put her little blanket over. I mean, his jacket.
Yeah, yes, and she was like, I was what?
Well, probably because they've been gone for 3 hours.
But
and they were trying to record.
Pastor,
which is why they had to pack it up flat screen and do a part 2.
They did. Dr. Viviana was like, I guess we'll do day 2. Like the other thing on Brianna and whoever. Well, we don't know the order which they really taped in, but whatever the taping order was, somebody didn't have to get to their call time. They had to do it the next day.
Yeah, you're right. So
the other thing was Pastor Cal had a whole word.
Yeah, he was like, do what's right. Do what I know you can do.
He was really trying to
preserve it. I think
into not being a complete asshole on camera. Like Chris gets so defensive. And then he thinks that people are trying he thinks that people are trying to embarrass him on camera when he's the one that's embarrassing himself, really.
His temperament is terrible.
But he literally never wanted to do what the producers wanted him to do. So
you always got to push back.
He pushed back on everything. And so he called himself a rebel at the end, but like he always pushed back. Pastor Cal also told Dr. Viviana, we can't be more mad at him than she is.
And that is the word of the season. You can't be more mad at the violator than the violatee is.
Period.
So at the end of the day, you're going to spend all this energy hating Chris.
When Paige don't even
the victim herself isn't loving him or indifferent about it. And then it's like, honestly, you sit back and think, why do I hate Chris again if she is literally okay with this?
If she likes this.
Yeah. Because she don't want people to hate Chris either. Let's be clear.
She's like, and it's sad. Like everything she does is to protect him, and he has never protected her.
It's a mess, y'all. I'm glad they finally said no, because I was like, yeah, you about to really go undecided.
That's not even a real thing.
It's not.
They've been divorced the whole. They were never married. They never acted married. Yeah. They never had a marriage. Nope. They never did anything.
Yep.
So.
That's all I got on him.
You got anything else?
Nope. I hate them both.
The whole 6 hours.
I hate it here.
They gave it to us, and now
I am excited for the reunion with them. So
I'm excited for the reunion. Period. Yeah, the reunion be off the hook because what's his name? Kevin Frazier is really
messy,
hostile, and messy. And I actually don't really like him. I'm not fond of him, but he knows how to get the drama started. And we already see in the preview that Chris is gonna go off on him and try to fight him. But that's like very true to Chris, so we're not surprised there.
Surely not.
Okay, so we still got 2 more couples.
Who's the next one?
Okay, so the next is Eric and Virginia.
Yes, Eric and Virginia. We knew they was both gonna say yes.
I was really hoping Virginia said no, but they are the one couple that I think is gonna be divorced and or like on the verge of divorce because he got mad at her and then she didn't come home for 5 days. Like something gonna happen to where they definitely been through some turmoil.
Yeah, one couple is gonna be not together on the reunion. It'll be them.
Yeah, for sure. Their decision day was actually really pretty short. I mean, Eric gave a really long soliloquy about how much Virginia meant to him. And
she started crying a little bit.
She was the one that was supposed to give the unsure vibes. And so she did. She gave the unsure vibes. Yeah. And then he got on a knee and proposed to her with a plastic ring and said that he had asked her dad. So in the one conversation that he had with her dad all season long,
he asked her to actually take her hand.
Okay. That was really sweet. She could barely get on to talk to her family. Okay. And then that was it. I really don't care about if she's not drinking and he's not pissed off at her being with her homeboys and doing other stuff, then they're not that exciting. So
nothing else. I wasn't surprised they say yeah.
Yeah, on decision day that was not a surprise, even though I knew they should not. Like Virginia should have said no. And Eric is just too pressed. Like he's just too pressed to have her under his thumb. And I think he's just like excited by her. Like she brings a little.
He said this is finally a second chance. Like he wants to just be married again and to have a successful marriage.
And that's clearly a recipe for disaster.
It is, and that's why I agree with you. I don't think they're gonna work.
Yeah. And then so on the preview for the reunion, they definitely were the ones that were like giving off negativity. Like the vibe was not positive. Like they were frowned. Like they had some not so good scenes on that. But no, not them talking, but them just the body language.
Okay.
And then the final couple is Brianna and Vince.
Knew was gonna say yes. He called her bossy for the 5th time, and she talked about how she's gonna have to basically walk on eggshells to be with him, and
she was like, I can't be myself. But then, like, I guess he said he accepted her. We kind of fast forward a little bit, but I think that the way that they rounded it out is that he was like, he liked her and he likes who she is, and and that she wasn't going to change who she was. But, like, he said that she was rude. Like, I just feel like the way he comes across and the way he talks about her in front of her is really rude as hell. And then for him to call her rude and direct is very confusing. I mean, and then I don't know what was going on with his tie.
His fit was terrible. Him and Jake had the worst outfits.
And Brianna was giving what Paige wanted to give.
Yeah, Brianna's look dress was fitting how Paige wanted hers to fit.
It was a blazer, a loose fitting blazer, but Paige's was the wrong material. Like that,
and
like
the color didn't do nothing for her.
Yeah, Brianna knows. When it comes to fashion and dressing and looking good in what she wears, Brianna knows her assignment. Like, she gets it every time. Like, I feel like she's very rarely disappointed, except for in one of the interviews. That confessional look where she looked like a grandma sweater dress. Yeah. That's the only time it was just like, nah, not so much. But, okay, so enough about that. They get on there and they talk, like, they try to give us reasons why they're not going to say yes. And then Vince pulls Eric and gets down on his knee, and then he does the very brokey thing to do.
Very broke boy.
Brokey grabs a cheesecake and says, Brianna,
and she's like, I wanted this more than a ring.
But she's lying.
And then, because the thing you said, I want a ring too, but just say it was sweet.
Just say that was nice. And they were like, you're crying over cheesecake. Y'all.
It's a mess, y'all.
Broke Vince and Brianna will still be together on the reunion for sure. I mean, I think they'll be together long term. Like, I think they got a few years in them, if not a longer time. Like, I still think that it'll be interesting. I'm not convinced that they won't have their struggles because their personalities have some incompatibilities.
I agree.
Okay, so then at the end, we've already talked about it, but they do the whole little group meetup to figure out who's together and who's not. And Paige shows up by herself and tells everyone about decision day. And she tells them how she was 60% in, and woo.
Virginia was like, can you explain to me your rationale, your thought process on even possibly
Virginia stay holding people's feet to the fire.
Was like, no. And as soon as Chris came, she was sitting there quiet as a church mouse, looking down at the ground, looked like a battered wife child.
But when I tell you, like, they showed all the women's faces when Paige was talking about that.
Yeah.
And then they was just like, well, we're glad. Like, and then, Clara came through with the a nice conclusion, which was, I'm glad you didn't stay with somebody that you only had 60% with, and that was only giving you 60%. Now, Clara might be very familiar with that situation because
pot meet kettle.
Yeah, he might say 150, but he talking really like 50. Like, anyway. Jacob and Haley's still so mad that Jacob is not stunting her.
Yeah. I think Haley wants him to be more affected.
And he has no F's to give.
I agree. She is so annoying.
And she was like, they were like, what did you learn? And she wanted to say all these things she learned. And they were like, what did you learn? He was like, nothing really. And she was so mad.
Yeah, why are you so mad that he doesn't think he
don't care?
I can't stand Haley.
At least he didn't bring up the bracelet.
Yeah,
she would have lost it.
He already gave that bracelet back. Your mama
she would have lost it.
It was funny.
It was crazy. Then Chris walks in at the end.
Goofy looking ass with them goddamn.
He looked like
what he had on them.
He looked like
he like a teenager with them damn ripped black jeans with that blazer. Then he looked like shoes. Like, he just looked a mess. But he did apologize to everybody for making the experience about him, for going through this drama.
He always says the things that are factual. I besides the fact that I think that he's lying about having had his girlfriend having a miscarriage, I just really don't think that the pregnancy existed, nor do I think the miscarriage happened, because it's just too convenient. And I know miscarriages happen, and so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm sorry for them, but I don't believe it. I just don't.
Okay. I just think even if it did happen,
it's one of those things where she was saying she was pregnant at 5 weeks or 6 weeks when you really don't tell anybody you're pregnant. I mean, clearly she would have told him, but like that was a whole secret they could have just kept. Obviously, it was the scheme that Ty set up, so he was trying to get out of the whole Married at First Sight show. But that's why people don't. This is the reason why people don't tell people that they're pregnant until they're out of their first trimester.
Yeah,
because so many things can happen.
Yep.
So it just feels like, okay, if she was 6 weeks pregnant at the beginning of the marriage and then 8 weeks later she wasn't pregnant, like that's pretty much why you don't tell people that you're pregnant. Okay, so I think that's it.
Decision day, y'all.
That was
who y'all think gonna be together
at the reunion,
and who's not. And I also think, I'll guarantee you, Paige and Chris linked up a few times.
Oh, of course. I want to say in the preview they hint to the fact that they had counseling or that they tried to reconcile. But the tea is that he was out gallivanting in the world
a few months
ago. So at the reunion, okay, so y'all, if they got married in August, September, October, let's just say decision day was like the last week of October, first week of November, or sometime, then it would have been December, January, February, March, April, at least 5 months between decision day and reunion.
I don't think she continued it past probably a couple initial things.
By the holiday. She ain't fooled with him this year, 2021.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
But crazier things has happened with Paige.
Well, I mean, Paige literally is the epitome of like bad decisions.
Yes, she is.
Like she literally makes all the wrong decisions.
Can't stand it.
She be like, which decision should I make? The one that is like terrible?
Or the one that's right. And she still go to terrible.
Every time.
Yeah. Paige is off.
Like literally, if the producers and the experts had not challenged her, she would have said, I don't know, I'm gonna wait. Like she followed this man. She would follow him off a cliff. Like it was just terrible. It
was bad. It was bad.
Okay. So that's it.
Yeah, we're excited for the reunion.
Can't you tell?
Anyways.
So excited.
Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, comment.
Yeah.
If you watch to the end, you need to be subscribed.
Period. I mean, seriously.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Bye.